Hello everybody, Clive5 here, bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary, this time part 3 of our showdown between EmpireViolet and FXOStrelok. EmpireViolet, the ironically violet Zerg in the 11 o'clock position. Always good, starting with a small leg there, and FXOStrelok, once again, the red Terran in the 5 o'clock location. The map is Antiga Shipyard, so I am definitely expecting Violet to go for a fast expand, perhaps even a double expand. I've seen it done before, and knowing how he tends to be able to get ahead economically on Strelok, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea, honestly. I don't know. Last time we saw Strelok just not expand. And, well, granted he couldn't defend his second anyway, but he spent all this time trying to really attack Violet's third base at the expense of his second. And, you know, there's a clear drawback to that, is that your opponent is still going to be one base ahead of you. So, that's really not the way to go. So hopefully we'll see Strelok expand a little earlier, or, well, maybe not earlier. He also has this weird obsession with putting his command centers in places that are easy to get to. So anyway, here comes Violet trotting in. Gonna see that Strelok has nothing in his base and instead going for a 14cc. Can you believe it? He's actually going to try to do this. And, well, he's probably going to be a little bit on the safe side since Violet is indeed going for a hatch first. But I definitely wouldn't be surprised now if Violet follows this up with a spawning pool. Indeed, he's going to do that. And Barracks now coming down for Strelok. So, the timing may be a little bit dubious when these first Zerglings do get out, but it's not going to be anything we haven't seen before, I guess. Now electing to get that gas as well. So, yeah, I just mentioned last time, I basically say this to any level player. I mean, I singled out gold players, but gold is sort of the minimum threshold here. If you're 15 minutes into a game and have not gone to a third base yet, you are far, far behind. Well, maybe not in Gold League playing against other gold players, but that's, you know, a symptom of Gold League, I guess I should say. Which, you know, I'm not knocking. I'm in Gold League, so, well, I just don't play ladder a whole lot. But anyway, you really got to work on expanding. Econ is so stupidly important in StarCraft 2. Well, StarCraft in general. So it really cannot be skimped in any way, shape, or form. This bunker placement, I just do not agree with. I just don't agree with it at all. And then he's going to start building this factory here. If you're going to do this, you have to, like, put a building here to help block this off. Zerglings, if you get 10, 15, 20 Zerglings, not tough to get, by the way, just run by. And, well, there you go. Alright, so he did close the door to his main, but might lose a couple SCVs here, and is wasting precious micro on trying to kill these Zerglings and keep his Marines alive, when he could be working on better things, like trying not to get frickin' killed this time. So anyway, reactor going down again, guessing we're going to switch. Yes, they indeed are going to switch. Starport going down as well, Tech Lab being built. So again, we're either going to see medevacs being dropped, medevacs dropping Hellions rather. Ooh, going in for a face scout. That's bold. This brave little SCV is going to waltz in, find a Roach Warren, and then just going to sit there and pick its butt. That's fantastic. In the meantime, Roaches just trotting on by. Just going to walk by, the sophisticated defense mechanism. Possibly blow down this reactor, which is devastating because reactors take forever to build. And now he's going to have fewer Hellions, which don't kill roaches anyway. So the face scout was a little bit late. I honestly hope that was not the first scout of Strelok, scouting Violet. Roaches now look like they might finally be surrounded, but not before they kill a billion SCVs. I've decided that this isn't Strelok playing. This is Strelok's 14-year-old brother, who happened to see Violet log on and say, "Hey, Violet, want to play some StarCraft? It's me, Strelok, for real." Anyway, so... it's too funny. I've switched over here to EAPM, or EPM, whatever it is. So Blizzard, in one of their more recent patches, redefined APM to eliminate some of the more redundant motions, redundant actions, I guess. And enough people QQ'd about it that they put EAPM or EPM back in it. And EPM is sort of the original calculation for APM, which is different still from the Brood War definition of APM, which is just literally any action, regardless of whether it was meaningful or not. So, I don't know if the pros are still happy about that. People are slowly adjusting to what a normal... Oh, no. What a normal StarCraft 2 APM is. Zerglings doing surprisingly well against their nemesis, the Hellion. Surprisingly well. Hellions are made to counter Zerglings. And if your Hellions are getting destroyed by Zerglings, you know you're doing something wrong. Oh, might be able to finish off those Zerglings actually, but no, just gonna run. They have like 4 health. Sorry, I don't mean to be critical, I had so much respect for Strelok. Oh, barely living with 5 beautiful health points left. So now once again we see this awkward front door. But hey, the good news is that it's 11 minutes into the game and Strelok is building a command center. Not only that, but EmpireViolet is starting to build his third as well. Granted, he has an additional hatchery here to produce a bunch of larvae, so maybe he'll just be going for that massive Zergling strategy again. Hey, this is something new. Cloaked Banshees. Sorry that I wasn't really paying attention to that. I've been busy insulting Strelok. But it looks like this Cloaked Banshee is probably going to get scared off. I usually don't go Cloaked Banshee unless I do it like absolutely first thing, so I can exploit the fact that my opponent doesn't have any detection and won't be getting any detection for quite some time. But anyway, looks like Spire's coming out, so with the additional larva here from this superfluous hatch, I'm going to call it. Ooh, more free drones for the pickin'. I think Violet's going to be able to go a little bit heavier on the Zerglings to supplement his mutas, but nice little drop here in the back from Strelok. Able to keep... he's doing a really great job of keeping Violet off balance with those Cloaked Banshees, keeping the Queens out of range from attacking air, and really the Queens are the only real threat here at this point because, well, of course, no Spine Crawlers, maybe one coming down. And Strelok content to just pull away for a little while, regroup, and perhaps move in for another attack in a little bit. However, a bunch of Zerglings moving out across the map, and Strelok kind of in an awkward position here. Not really sure what his tank positioning strategy is. Usually you don't want to have anything clumped up until you need to, and so, well, I don't know, we'll see. Oh! In other important news, Violet is supply blocked. Which is rare. But not for long. So there you have it. Huh. Gonna take a look at income, and it looks like perhaps Strelok is indeed outmining thanks to the help from of these mules, granted, because we can see that Violet does have more harvesters. But at least for the time being, Strelok is indeed outmining Violet. However, now there are mutas produced. Just took down a bunch of Marines in that medevac. And Strelok, what does he have to defend against this? A single turret that's not complete, that will never be complete, and a bunch of Marines that are stimming in to try to catch these mutalisks that just simply fly away. A batch of Zerglings that seem to be trying to move in. I don't think they're going to get very far up against these rocks. Strelok, of course, can see what's going on. This would be a great position for, say, a... not a watchtower. Whatever that stuff is called. Sensor tower. There we go. Moving into Baneling's probably going to... It looks like he's going to try to brute force his way through these rocks. Perhaps. Kind of a waste of Banelings, if you ask me. Well, maybe not. Hard to tell at this point. Strelok, hey, he did... wow, check that out. He did put down a sensor tower. And in a fairly decent position, though can't see where these mutalisks are coming in. He really needs one over here as well. Still a big clump of Marines on this side, so not too much threat of sizable muta damage, but, well, granted, the mutaball is getting to a point where it's sort of in the ferocious category, and for some reason Strelok is producing tanks instead of Thor. He has a couple Thor out front, but the mutas aren't out front. The mutas are in the back, and where he really needs protection is in the back from these mutalisks that are going to attack as soon as Strelok tries to move out, which he's doing right now. And the mutalisks are actually going to move in to intercept the army. Probably not the smartest since the mutalisks are so fast. Yes, indeed, the mutalisks are going to move in, going to take down a medevac. Large Zergling army moving in the front as well, and these mutalisks are just completely uncountered at this point. Strelok deciding, well, screw it, I'm just going to go for a counterattack, even though I'm getting ripped to pieces with these mutalisks. Mutalisks trying to take down the starport. They do that, and then they fly away. Now it looks like they're going to intercept this army, but tanks not well protected. Strelok trying to move to compensate for that. No, Mutalisks not going to attack. Strelok cannot slow push at this point in time. You cannot slow push as Terran when your base is getting ripped apart by Mutalisks. Unless, for some reason, your opponent decides to have mercy and come back and fight you directly. This match makes no sense. It makes no sense. Then attacking with 6 Marines against a huge flock of Mutalisks. More Mutalisks in production, tons of Zerglings being produced, tons of Banelings already produced. This is going to be a slaughter, folks. And not because, well, see, actually Violet and Strelok's armies are about the same size, but it's just composition. So many of the resources are baked into a terrible army composition. Tanks do nothing against this. Here come all the Zerglings, and Strelok almost getting caught out once again, and just completely leaving those tanks unprotected. Banelings moving in. Surprisingly, Banelings focusing on the tanks. Why did the Banelings focus on the tanks? All the Marines are over here. should have been the mutas versus the tanks and the banelings versus the infantry. Now, Violet is in an extremely weak position. Strelok actually has an opening here to push in and do some serious damage. Looks like that's what he's going to try to do. By the way, there's a fourth here, and Strelok's going to get lucky and scout it with this band of Marines. Strelok continuing to slow push into the main here, this time wisely covering his tank army, and this fourth is going to go down very easily, but here comes the response from Violet, now moving in, using those banelings a little bit better, taking down almost rid of the tanks here, and man, all these units are so weak. Strelok needs to get moving here and, well, worry less about what can be done with 6 Marines and bring the rest of his army out to protect these guys. These guys are the ones that need help. Violet producing more and more banelings and zerglings. I just don't understand. Nice surround, I guess, on Strelok's huge baneling hits right there. And Violet gonna GG that one. Strelok looks like he's gonna take it. So, well, actually, I'm gonna post this one second so that it's 1-to-1. How about that? Then by the time you get to the third replay, it'll be a big surprise. So if you're watching this, yeah, I might have already spoiled it. I'm not sure. We'll just see what happens. So, hey, for some reason this game is still going, I guess, even though Violet left the game. Strelok is just gonna go through and destroy everything anyway. Maybe. I don't know. So anyway, there you have it. Strelok wins this game, and yeah, I'm not going to try to spoil it, but there you have it. Watch again. Subscribe, like, comment, and all that jazz. And be sure to give me feedback if I could be doing something better. If I shouldn't be picking on Strelok so much, let me know. But I was just so disappointed. He was... well, okay. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.